is that you are now increasing almost every few months, doubling the electromagnetic fields in the environment.
And that's going against nature.
Well,
because it's boosting up artificially something that is of nature. You
let
talked
me
about
ask you-
ions.
Let me ask you this. Have you been able, or even both of you, have you been able to observe, say in the Laurentians, that there are fewer trees that are healthy?
Of course.
Where do you think that came from?
From the electromagnetic pollution.
In large part. And sometimes,
So it's depleting the forest.
yeah, well, that's just that. Then there bees are affected too.
Of course.
I have, not only what you may have heard, like for example, I was in Maniwaki not too long ago, and there are still wild bees in that area, okay? And people have been able to prove to me, they show me how it had been, how wild bees have moved their hives.
Yes.
They're no longer, they were like, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
They move because they're getting away from the
And,
electromagnetic pollution.
And then I go to these places, and these are the places where for maybe square kilometers, the lowest electromagnetic field.
I have to add something very interesting on that.
That's incredible.
Of course.
These animals.
So the bees knows. You know that the bees, they can describe by flying to the eyes where the flowers are, and they are sending messages. And one of my friends, I was with a biologist over my land that you will visit next time, which is a very, like the Victoria Island, and very high in energy, and I would like you to measure the energy and the ions of there. But the guy told me that first, what we call honey is like bees' vomit, because they collect the nectar and they make a reserve for the winter, and they throw it back, and then when they want to stock it, they have to ventilate it by their wings, so they make a reduction and it's evaporating.
That's very interesting. I did not know that.
That's why, and that's why I have other things to tell to you. You know that the queen is big like that and lives 7 to 8 years, and a regular bees could live like a couple of months. And when you take regular eggs of the queen done de façon aléatoire, so on a different pattern, any eggs they take and they put in gelée royale, so royal jelly, all those become princesses and they live 1.5 years. So 3 to 6 times more than a regular bee. So there should be lots of search and foundation into the jelly royal.
Well, that's very well known in Bulgaria.
Of course. But what is really important is to know that the acidity in the hive is very, very high because there must be no contamination. And what they do is that technically when, let's say there's a mouse that's coming in the hive to collect the honey, they can sting the stranger, and then they aseptize around it and it makes it like a mummy, and it's not contaminating any of the hives. So that's really amazing. And you know that the bee, when they sacrifice themselves for the colony, they die. When they hit somebody with their dart, the dart is made like the skin of a shark and has a direction, and when you go in, you cannot go out unless it takes it out. And the bees doesn't have any heart. The bees have a thoracic region where the blood is kind of transferred, but there's no heart. But they vent through ventilation on the thorax the air with the exchange of CO2. That was only a parenthesis I was going to make. So when we exchange like this, you have some valuable information and I have valuable information. And when you say, let me ask you, you turn around the interview by becoming the interviewer. And now it's fine because it's back and forth, and now the ball is back in your court, and we can go about
well, there are other things. So you have trees, you have also all kinds of animals that have lots of problems, even dogs. Dogs are excellent, how can I say, monitors. If you want to know
renifleur in French.
where the smart meter might be problem, just watch whether the dog has any problem in walking.
We have a common friend, we won't name, but had a problem with her dog, and her dog just passed away because at the first leg were okay, but the back leg of the dog was not able to move, and he was hindered by all the electromagnetic pollution with
there
everything.
Will be certain frequencies that and information sent on the meter that would affect the dogs. This is another example.
So if the dogs are being, and the bees are being like tempered with nature, meaning the human beings, it's the same thing. Sometimes we don't have the sensibility of
We
those
don't have the
beings.
sensitive, that's
And
right.
because of that, we're not realizing that we're really hurting ourselves. And in 20 years, we'll find out that, oh my God, we have to stop
Well,
this or that.
Less than that.
Less than that. But some government agencies are not willing to hear that and say we will just temporize the whole thing. But some states like California refuse to have smart meters. And did you know that Switzerland refused to have their own smart meters in Switzerland? Because the manufacturer knows the side effect.
Well, Germany too.
And Germany too.
No, what they do is they have wired system.
Yes.
They still have a system for, counting and so on, but it's not done by microwaves.
Okay. So I guess that now is pretty much the time to make the conclusion of this
Yeah.
nice interview, and it's been my pleasure interviewing you. And would you have something to say in particular regarding the electromagnetic field, the pollution, the state of the earth that we call Gaia, in order, with my book, The Wizard of Us, that I want to diffuse information so people are aware and become creative and do like the prophecy of the native autochthone of here in Victoria Island. And at one point we have to set free our inner wizard, so become great creators, and we correct the errors and the experience of what were done before us that could be altering and that could be like very bad for our blossoming. So here.
Well, I can give you just an image. Very few people remember this. Many young people don't. There used to be lots of aerials for TVs
Yes.
on every home, every roof.
Yeah.
Now there's no more.
Yeah.
And that used to be the big thing. Everyone had to have a TV aerial.
Mm.
Well, we're probably in a situation like this now too, that when we're using all kinds of technologies that are going to last 1, 2, 3 years each, and they'll be forgotten. So what seems to be so threatening to humanity at this moment, and ever so for the next few years, could very easily be replaced and made better.
Of course, it's like beta and VHS for the
That's right.
recorder. Beta
Well,
came
Find a
second.
beta recorder today.
No, but you have VHS, and now VHS, young people say, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, my stepdaughter told my girlfriend, my wife, that do you have a vinyl recorder? And she was talking about a turntable,
Yes.
which they never saw, and they only heard because now everything is in an iPod and everything is downloaded electronically, and it's streaming. You know, so it's for her. It says, "Do you have a vinyl lecture?" And this is a turntable with the handle and the needle and diamonds going towards the center. So we will adapt, and I think that we will thrive. And we will drive ourselves into our own seat of our consciousness, and we'll go where we have to be. And I hope and I know that with people like you and other people, we'll be able to do something and make a difference into this world, which is indifferent at first glance.
Well, people will be asking for it.
Of course, it will be a need and a demand.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been my pleasure to receive you today, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Excellent.